All right. How's everybody doing? I am no longer a hologram. This is me in the flesh, just in case you're concerned. I see lots of familiar faces. I'm so excited for this next session. In sports and in business, there's no shortage of ambition. And to get to where you want your company to be, you have to think like an athlete. From operating with a plan, to optimizing your network, to being unwavering with your goals, a competitive mindset is absolutely crucial. To dig deeper, please welcome our next speakers. Founder and managing partner at Mavericks Private Equity, John Ruffolo, and Olympic champion, philanthropist, and investor, Andre de Grasse. A big warm welcome.
How's everyone doing?
So folks, it's a pleasure being here, and it's absolutely a pleasure to have a brief chat with one of the great Canadians, and glad to say a great friend as well too. And we're going to have a little chat here, and one of the interesting things for many of you in the audience here is so many of the things that make Andre a great athlete is the same things that make many of you here great entrepreneurs, and we're going to have a little discussion on that. Before I do so, I just had to go through this, and I know, Andre, I'm going to embarrass you a little bit here, but just a few little highlights. I know everybody knows who this guy is, but 6-time Olympic medalist. 2020 Olympic gold in the 200. Silver in the 200 in 2016. Silver in the 4x100 in 2020. 3 more Olympic bronze medals. World Athletic Championship, gold medal in the 4x100 in 2022. It just goes on. 5 medals in the World Championship. And then did you watch Oregon last week? Destroys the field. It's incredible. Last thing I will say. First Canadian sprinter to win 3 medals in a single Olympics. I don't know if you knew that. Your gold medal in 2020 was the first gold in track in 25 years. The first medal in the 293 years for Canada. Unbelievable. Anyways. And what are you doing? What are you doing lately? Jesus, I don't know about you, but I'm not doing much with my life. Holy moly. Okay, so let's just talk about. You wrote a book after the last Olympics race with me, and now you've gone on to write another book that's coming out in actually a couple of weeks. It's called Ignite. Tell us what was the motivation behind it and why now?
Yeah, I mean, so first when I first started my first book, I'm a father, so I'm reading to my daughter every night. Everyone always does that, and people are telling me, oh, I should write a children's book. I have an amazing story. So me writing that during the pandemic, I had so much time on my hand. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write a book, and it turned out good. Everyone loved it. All the kids enjoyed the book, and now I'm like, okay, I should do an adult book, for the adults, right? I feel like I have a great story to tell. A lot of people tell me all the time that I inspire and I motivate them, in their workforce, or just being the Canadian athlete I am. So I just said, all right, well, I think I can write a book, and of course, with the help of an author, a ghostwriter, Dan Robson, he helped me kind of put my thoughts together and kind of come up with lessons of what I can teach others in my craft, on and off the track, and what I've learned throughout my career. So it just felt amazing to kind of write this book, and I hope everyone gets a chance to enjoy it in a couple weeks when it comes out. I think it's going to be amazing, and I think I'm going to be able to, teach a lot of people a lot of different lessons of what I've learned, and hopefully I can apply it to them in their workforce.
That's fantastic. You have to get the book. I've been honored to read the manuscript. It'll blow you away. And again, all of the applications to being an entrepreneur apply equally. Why do they call you the accidental sprinter?
Well, that's a long story, but I can tell you the short version. I mean, I grew up playing basketball, soccer. I wasn't a sprinter. Everyone always asks me, like, were you born fast? And I had to kind of grow into that a little bit, right? So one day I was just kind of on the bus. I was, trying to figure out my next career move after basketball. And, I was on the Toronto Transit. And I bumped into my friend, a longtime friend, and he basically was like, I was to say, hey, what are you up to? How you doing? He told me he was going to York University to go up to a track practice, and we were, had a little bet joking around and just saying, hey, I bet you're not even that fast. And he was like, no, come prove it. Come prove it, right? So I was like, okay, I'll come up to York University. I was in my last year of high school at the time. I said, I'll come up to York. I'll, try out for the team. I'll do it. I ended up doing it. I ended up beating him, and Olympian at the time from the 90s, or sorry, from the 80s, Tony Sharp, my first coach. Yeah. He said, hey, you got a talent to do this and take this to the next level. And me being a kid, not thinking that, hey, this is gonna be no opportunity for me. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll use it to just get my education. Went off to end up getting a scholarship, going off to university in Los Angeles. So I just kind of that was basically it. I kind of just got into the sport accidentally, and it kind of just took off for me, and I ended up being able to become an Olympian from it.
Unbelievable. You have a great support network, your wife, your kids. Tell us a little bit about your support network, and in particular, it seems like your mother's played a big role in helping shape you. Can you help us understand that?
Yeah, I mean, being a parent now, I understand so many of the sacrifices my mom has made for me. So definitely, I mean, she's a great role model for me. Just helping me navigate throughout my career. And just being able to get an opportunity to do what I do for a living, and with her help. Incredible. Just all the sacrifices she's made. But definitely, my support system plays a big role, whether that's my management team. Just like for you guys, I know you guys have a team. I have a team as well. That's my massage therapist, my coach, my doctor. Everybody plays a big role in just helping me be the incredible athlete I am today. So I think without their support, there wouldn't be no Andre DeGrasse. It would be hard for me to contend for all these Olympic and World Championship medals. So they just do a great job of just keeping me grounded, keeping me humble, and just keeping me motivated every single day. So that's all all of them. The support system is really key to a lot of my success.
So take us to you're at the start line. Millions or billions, in the case of the Olympics, are watching you, and you hear the crowd cheering. What's going through your mind the moment you're getting into the blocks there? What happens?
Yeah, that it's nerve-wracking. I mean, of course, it's just like the bright lights are on you. It's a huge Olympic stadium with 60, 70,000 people. I don't even try to pay attention to even all the people watching on TV, right? The millions of people. But yeah, it's just an adrenaline type of feeling. You're walking into the call room. You're seeing, sometimes there's like a TV in there, and you're seeing people come out the event before, and it's it gives you a little bit of nerves, but it's good nerves, because I feel like for me, I was just talking to my manager about it. Like the good nerves is you feel like I prepared for this moment. Especially for the Olympics, it comes around every 4 years. I've prepared for this moment. I've done all the hard work. I've dedicated myself. I've devoted myself. I made sure that I try to knock off every single box to get to this moment. And I said, there's no way I can't be nervous. I have to go out there and perform and do what I do every single day in practice. And I know it's obviously tough, every day it's not gonna it's not gonna go as planned, but you're hoping that everything that you've done in that moment leads to what you of what you've done in the past to get you there, right? So for me, it's like I'm just having fun. I'm trying to just enjoy the moment, trying to remember myself as a kid running and just saying to myself, this is just like any other day. I'm not trying to put too much pressure on myself, right? But of course, there is a little bit of pressure, a little bit of anxiety. It can get overwhelming, but I just try to tell myself in my mind mentally that, hey, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to represent my country, I'm going to represent my family and friends, and I'm going to, give it my best shot, and I can live with the results because I know I put in the work necessary to get to that moment.
Do you feel or do anything different depending if you had a great or bad race right before, or do you?
Yeah, I mean, I learned this from my first coach, actually. He always told me in sprinting, you have to have short-term memory. You can't think about what happened the day before or what someone else said, about your race, but you have to just kind of go out there and say, hey, today's a new day. The weather is nice, the atmosphere is great, the vibes is good. You have to think positive thoughts. And I always try to tell myself, and then my team tells me that it's just another day. You're gonna go out there and perform to the best of your knowledge and to know how much you can do. So there's only so much you can handle. But I think, I just have to tell myself that every day that, hey, short-term memory, don't worry about it. Keep going. Keep pushing yourself.
And, I was just looking at some stats here. 2015 NCAA's, now you're in your third year of racing. You ran 9.75 in the 100. And then 45 minutes later, you ran 19:58. I think that was Wendy did.
Yeah.
But that would have crushed your times. And you talked about the guidance or the mentorship from your coach at USC. What was special about that?
Yeah, I think, for Carol Smith, like my coach, for people that know, Carol Smith-Gilbert and Quincy Watts, he was a 400-meter Olympic champion as well. I think I learned a lot about them of self-belief and never really doubting yourself. I think a lot of us tend to do that sometimes just by saying, we can't do something or this is too hard. I'll never amount to what I want to do. Like it's just it's out of the sky. But I try to just tell myself that, the sky is the limit, right? Like you can just do anything that you kind of put your mind to, and anything is possible if you prepare yourself, you put in the work, you have the dedication, the work ethic. All those things play a role in accomplishing yourself. So I just always told myself, they told me to always believe in myself. And now as I progress throughout my career, I kind of always remember that just to believe and never ever doubt yourself. And if you can do that, I mean, I know it's tough at times. We all doubt ourselves, but if you can do that, that can play a huge role in how you accomplish your goals and become successful.
Now, what's really amazing, the following year, Andre's now in the Olympics. This is now 4 years, and he's in Rio. And now you have a billion-plus audience. It was really special. I was there watching you. I actually took photos of you. I sent him the photos.
Yeah,
and
that was incredible.
I don't know if you remember, but there was two things that were striking. Number one, here you are up against Usain Bolt. The legendary individual, and you were very confident running up against him. Tell us how you were feeling. That surprised me.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, of course, it can be intimidating. First of all, it's my first Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm like 20 years old. I'm walking into a stadium, racing against guys, of course, like Usain Bolt that have done it, from 2008 Beijing, breaking the world record, and then 2012 in London. So he's already a double gold medalist right there. And of course, me just trying to not get intimidated, but there was nerves. But I think I just told myself that, hey, whatever. Well, my coach kind of just told me, hey, just go out there and kind of just do your best and give it your all. And I kind of, when I ran that first round, it kind of gave me that confidence to say, oh wow, maybe I do belong. Maybe I'm supposed to be here. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So that second round, when I went up against Usain, I said, hey, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna give it my best shot. And I remember when it just kind of like I tell the story all the time. I was just kind of just coming around the turn. Yeah. And I just, I call him the big man. He's big, right? He's tall, right? So, I seen him. I turned to my left, and I said, "Oh wow, I'm actually close to him." I'm like, "Oh, I could actually win this race." And just reminding myself, I'm like, "Wait, it's still the semifinals. I need to kind of conserve some energy." So I kind of just looked over to him, and I saw him look over to me, and he just smiled, and I smiled. Right. And I said, okay, all right, we're here, So it was kind of just like a fun moment. Of course, he didn't like that, at the time because.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah. After the semifinals, like, hey, why are you pushing me so hard, man? It's only the semifinals. But me just being the young kid I am and having all the energy, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go for it. So,
I just can't forget with the two of you smiling. I thought he said something to you at the time.
Yeah. He's like, hey, man, take it easy. You're gonna learn. But obviously, as I got older and I have more experience now, I know I'm like, okay, going through the rounds, you have to conserve a bit more energy so that when you're in the finals, you kind of can just let it go.
That's amazing. You last few years, you've had some ups and downs with injuries. Right, this year, you had a lot of struggles, and your last race, you just surprised everybody. The Canadian media was kind of counting you out as maybe this is not your year, and then you crushed the field. You have a reputation of coming and surprising people when they least expect it. Like, what is it? Like, how are you digging down deep when perhaps the stakes are against you?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just have to continue to stay confident in myself. I remember who I am. I always kind of remember, like, I think a lot of people remind me of what I've done and the accolades I have and say, hey, you remember who you are. Like I said in my previous answer before, like they always tell me, never doubt yourself, like just remember that, hey, you can do it. Anything's possible if you just put your mind to it. So I think like just telling myself that even though I wasn't having a great season, I'm struggling a bit with injuries and having challenges, I said, it's okay. It's okay. Everybody goes through adversity. And I think it just, you have to figure out, of course, I had to make changes. I had to adapt. Right. I tried to figure out, okay, why is things not going the way I wanted to go? So, of course, I made changes. I didn't say, at first I was like, well, I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. But then I was like, no, what am I doing? Like, I need to make changes. I need to adapt. I need to figure out why this is not going the way I planned. And, of course, I did that. And I think that helped me throughout the season and just saying, oh, now I'm dropping my time. I'm starting to get back my confidence. My team obviously does a great job of just, lifting me up in those type of moments. But, yeah, I mean, I think I just said, hey, it's the last race of the season. We're still competing for something. It's a Diamond League trophy on the line. I want to go out there and give it my best performance. I've never won one before, so I want to just say I want to go out there and just be myself and be me. And I kind of just said I'm gonna go out there and make it happen. So I mean, it's kind of just like I don't know how. Sometimes I don't even know how I do it, but I think it's just staying mentally strong and just trying to be and just telling myself that everyone goes through adversity and I'm gonna get through it.
It was amazing. I almost fell off my chair when you when you crushed it. All right, now here is going to be the special announcement. You will hear it first before anybody else. This is a historic moment in venture capital. We are officially announcing the ADG Ignite Ventures Capital Fund, and Andre. This is huge. This is the first athlete in Canadian history that's transitioning and using all the great things that he knows on from a performance perspective on the track to business and supporting startups. Why did you do that, and how do you feel about the supporting startups and entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always get approached by a lot of these startup companies, right? And I think my first time getting approached was back in 2018 from an insole company called Plantiga. And I just remember kind of just like learning about the process, talking to the CEO, trying to figure out, hey, is this for me, or is this something that I enjoy doing? And as I gotten older and more mature, I've learned a lot about it, especially talking to people like you. John, this guy's amazing. So check him out as well. So just learning from people from you and others, I'm just like, maybe this is something I want to do. I mean, of course, it's nerve-wracking, to start off because you don't know how it's gonna go, but just trying to enjoy the moment. Working with these startup companies, that's kind of what's given me, the push to say, hey, I'm not just wanting to give my brand and likeness. I want to, go out there and actually invest in the company, believe in the company. So it's kind of like, we're a team in a sense, right? So I'm just kind of just like enjoying that process. And by me starting this fund, it's kind of just giving me that leverage to say, hey, the world is ours, right? Let's go out there and take it, right?
The details are on Andre's website, so if you Google it, you'll see a lot of the details. So there'll be more announcements. You'll see it tonight and I guess tomorrow, but much more to come. Last question to wrap this up. Let's just now take this back and talk about Canada. I know you're a proud Canadian. You're going to be running for your third Olympics in Paris, which is unbelievable. You're going to bring back gold. Like, how does it feel like when you wrap yourself with the Canadian flag, knowing that the whole country is watching you? Like, what does that feel like to you as a Canadian? Can you describe it?
I can't. I mean, it's just an amazing feeling. It's sensational. I like to say sensational. I mean, it's just incredible to, first of all, cross the line, win a medal, and then the first thing you're looking for, from your team, from your managed team, like our managed team's Athletics Canada, you're looking for the person. You're like, hey, where's the flag? So you take the good pictures. But I mean, just getting a chance to, be one of 3 men in my event to just represent the country. It's just like, it's just a surreal feeling for me. I mean, even now, like, being in 2 Olympics and then getting a chance now to go to my third one in Paris, the feeling just never gets old. It's just something that I'm grateful for and something that I feel like, just getting that opportunity every single day, it's just incredible.
Amazing. Well, we'll be all cheering you on. Hopefully, some of us in person there.
Yeah.
But just want to thank Andre for his amazing Canadian. Thank you, Andre. Thank you.
Hey, John.
Everybody.
Great, man. That was awesome.